Good morning, beekeepers. Welcome to the end of 24 and the beginning of 25. Let's get into some details. All right, here it is, December the 27th, and it's 57 degrees outside. The sun's trying to shine, but it's kind of cloudy. I'm in northeast Arkansas, in case you didn't know, and the bees are flying. It's the 27th of December, and bees are flying. It's kind of warm out there, so I got some footage here. I'm going to show you what my bees are doing. All right, you can see here, this is the east side, and you can see there's quite a bit of activity, mostly on one of the boxes, but both of them have been very active today. I've looked at them several times, and they're quite active. They're just coming out, making a little circle, going back in. All right, so here we go to the west side, and it kind of looks the same. One of the boxes is quite active. The other one's not doing much of anything, but there are bees coming in and out. They have been quite active, same as the other one, but they're just coming out, making a couple of circles, taking a potty break, going right back in the box. It's been storming overnight. It's December in Arkansas. It rains. We get a sunny day. It gets cold. It rains. It warms up. It rains. It's just a cycle that we get. We just don't see much snow. We usually just see ice. So we're happy with warm and rainy, but it's not good for the bees because they'll eat up all their sources. So we have to keep very close attention on the resources. As you can see out across my field here, this is where I've planted all my wildflowers and my trees. You probably can't see my trees, but not much going on. They're not sprouting much, but they will. It's going to be an awesome sight next year. Everything is kind of dormant right now. It's December. All of my roses and everything have finally gone dormant. When I get back from NAHBE, it'll be time to cut them, prune them back for the winter. All right, this time of year, we only check the top of the box where our food tray is. Don't go down into the box because you can do more damage down there. If you kill a queen this time of year, then the hive is dead. You can't get a new queen. They won't produce a new queen. They'll just dwindle down, and then all of a sudden in January or so, you'll know that there's no bees anymore. That's what happens if you injure or kill your queen this time of year. So you don't want to get in there. All you want to do is pop the top, look, see if the food's good, see if you got bee activity down below. You definitely want to wear your veil at least, because when you start disturbing the box at all, if it's at least a little bit warm, they'll come out and get you because they don't like being disturbed in the winter, especially if it's rainy or cloudy. So wear your veil. My little cowboy hat veil is the one I like to do this time of year, so I can just slap it on, go out, pop the top, look for the candy or fondant. What I'm going to be doing next week, I'm going to NAHBE, the North American Honeybee Expo. 130,000 square feet of vendors and talks and lots of bee people. I think there's supposed to be around 3,000 people there. So it's going to be great. I'm going to do a lot of video, do some interviews, look at a lot of new products. We've got let me find his name here. We got a vendor over in Van Buren here. 21st Bee, Michael over at 21st Bee. He's got a new product he's going to be introducing at NAHBE. It's some new plastic molded frames. I'm excited to see them. But there's tons of new products that are going to be out there. Let's get back to our bee boxes. So what we want to do this time of year is we want to make sure there's a little food in the top. Once a month at least, go out there and lift the box. Make sure you still got some weight on it. if nothing else, just pour a bunch of sugar in the top. Put wax paper down, pour a bunch of sugar in the top, let them feed, because you don't want them to die out. The biggest problem this time of year, January, February, is the bees will eat all of their own stores, all the honey in the box. And if you're not checking, they'll starve to death in January. If they maybe make it to February. But if you just if you just pour granulated sugar in the top on some wax paper, that's better than nothing. You'll see a lot of recipes for mountain camp method for sugar bricks. You can make your own fondant. You can't use sugar water because if it gets below freezing and then warms up, it's going to expel all that sugar water. And if it's right over the bees, you're going to have dead bees. So be prepared to feed them granulated sugar, if nothing else. Fondant is great. It's not that expensive. That's my plan this year, is to get the fondant. I'm picking it up at NAHBE, like I said. Put it on there and see how they eat it. I have enough for 2 bricks, and if they eat the first one in a few days, then I'll order some more, so I make sure I can get through February. Usually, well, sometimes in late February, it's warm enough I can start putting sugar water in there again. Going to try to do some interviews next week, show you all some new products. It's going to be great. So in January 2025, if you're a new beekeeper or you're going to be a new beekeeper next year, get your boxes in January. Get them painted. Get them treated. Whatever you're going to do, plan where you're going to put your hives, facing south or southeast. It's in direct sunlight if possible. Get something down on the ground underneath them. Put some Grub X underneath them. It's a good suggestion. Prepare for how you're going to water them during the summer. A lot of planning goes on in January, but if you're new, you need to get some new boxes in and get them prepared. If you're an older beekeeper, you've gotten equipment, you've had dead outs or whatever, get the boxes in. January is a great time to get them cleaned up, get them repainted if you need to, get them the frames re-waxed. Don't wait till the last minute to do all this, because it tends to be a lot of stuff to do, and you don't want to wait till the last minute in early March and be painting boxes and cleaning up frames and stuff. Do it in January when you got time. Plan for feeding, pollen substitute before the blooms start in February here. Do some pollen patties, pollen substitute. Get prepared how you're going to mix up and serve your sugar water. Spring is the time you got to feed them before there's enough foliage to produce nectar. So you got to feed them. Be prepared and have a plan for splits. If you're going to do splits, then be prepared. Get some boxes ready to go. Get wax on them. Be prepared. If you're not going to do splits, I do use the Demarest method myself because I want to keep 4 hives. But that also means I got to have boxes available to do Demarest. More on the Demarest method later. You can research it online. There's multiple ways of doing the Demarest, but it's a way to prevent your hive from swarming. I kind of do it. Last year or this year, I took my queen and 1 frame from the Demarest and put her in a nuke box for a couple of weeks, and then ended up moving her back because they didn't actually produce a new queen. So it's a great way of doing it. It's kind of splitting, but it's not, because I put them all back. One of the hives, the Demarest method worked great. The other one just didn't want to produce a queen. So those are the things. Bees do what they want to do, so you got to be prepared in either instance. I keep nuke boxes on hand. I made a bunch this year, just in case they just insist on swarming, I move the queen and some frames into a nuke box and keep them from swarming. Let them produce a new queen. If they don't produce a new queen correctly, then I can put her back and get her to lay a bunch of eggs and try again. So it's a pretty cool way of doing it. But get in some training. This is a great time of year to get some training. Go online. You can look at my videos. You can look at some of the links I got down below. Lots of training videos out there. Watch where they're at to see how close it will be to what you do or where you are. I know here in Northeast Arkansas, we're going to have some classes for beginners in February. We're going to be planning them out pretty soon. I hope to be teaching some of it. Don't know, but I will be there. So I can answer questions of new beekeepers in the area. But find your local bee club. See if they're going to do some hands-on beekeeping classes. It's a great thing to do. The University of Arkansas has an online beekeeping class that you can get into. A lot of the universities do. But get some training. Get ready. The best training is hands-on. So if you don't have beekeeping, if you don't have bees yet, I suggest you get with another beekeeper to work with them in the early spring before you get some, so you get some hands-on experience. Get some propolis on your gloves. Be more prepared. Then when they have nukes and packages available, you'll already have a little hands-on experience. I'm going to make that available to people in my area. They can come out and work with me before the nukes and stuff are available in February and March, maybe April. But hands-on's the best feature. But if you definitely plan on beekeeping this year and haven't before, get with other beekeepers, get your boxes and stuff in, get them ready to go. I hope you've enjoyed my videos over the last year. I plan on doing a lot more videos next year, some interviews, maybe even some lives, who knows. But hit the subscribe button down here in the corner, and I'll link my training videos up here in the top. But it'd be great to hear from you. Make some comments, share my videos. It's been a great time, and hope to see you more next year. Thank you.